Hello, dear children. Let's start the lesson An Alien Hand where we left in yesterday's video. A spacecraft where from the solar system was not known to have any life anywhere else except on their planet. Now, Tillu's father and his colleagues were thinking from where this spacecraft had come because they were thinking that only life presents in their planet. It is not on any other. So he said, or they were thinking from where this spacecraft might have come because life possibilities as per as their information were available only on their planet. Tillu's father recalled the ancient days recorded in the archives at the Central Bureau when their ancestors had a well developed space program and had searched the solar system with manned and unmanned spacecraft and found that they were indeed alone. Now, Tillu's father is thinking, he is thinking that in his time that the Central Bureau where their ancestors had developed, ancestors meaning forefathers, they had developed and they tried to send manned and unmanned spacecraft on solar system just to find out life possibilities on another planets also. They found that indeed they were alone. Now, in the days of energy shortage and underground life, they had no space program. Tillu's father was thinking that earlier it was there. Their ancestors did many program where when they were living on the surface of the planet. But now underground they are living, so they did not have so much solar system, so much energy, so they were not doing any other program to send any satellite on the solar system. They could only watch importantly from their vantage point who were these strangers and what important work they were doing this time is only their task was to maintain their solar panels or their generation of electricity from the solar energy, and they did not have any other thing right now to do anything else. Only they could see those strangers who had come with their spacecraft and landed on their planet. The conference room in the Central Bureau was so quiet that an outsider would have thought it was empty. That day, the conference room was very quiet, extremely quiet, because all were worried. So, any outsider could think that there was no one. It was so quiet place that day. Far from it. It was full of capacity, but the members of the Central Committee were unusually quiet. They knew that the President was going to make a momentous announcement. Though so many people were there in that cabin, but they were extraordinarily quiet because they all were expecting that time the President of their planet could announce any spontaneous or quick announcement as per as the situation offered. Colleagues, I will give you the report as I have it. While I speak these, there may be a change in the situation. The President paused to get his papers in order and then continued. The President's announcement started, and everybody was extremely quiet to listen the announcement of the President. And he started that, colleagues, I am going to give you the report, but there may be change. There may be some change as far as situation will change. Then he took a small pause, or for a few minutes he did not speak anything. and he started collecting his papers. Two spacecraft are approaching us. One is in fact orbiting our planet while the other is still far away. President continued that two spacecrafts were approaching us meaning approaching to their planet. And he said one is very far, little far away from, and one is orbiting, is just almost arrived. We guess that they are coming from our neighboring planet. How should we react? Number one, your views, please. He said, now how should we react? First, we know these spacecrafts are coming from our neighboring planet. But how should we react? Then President said, first I want your viewpoint, please. Number one was in charge of defense. He was known for his courage and wisdom. So now when President asked about the opinion of the people, so one, no name is given, number one is given to that person who spoke his opinion first. He is generally known for his courage. He wanted to defense. We do not have the capacity to render these craft unoperational in space, but should they land, we can render them ineffective any time we choose. He said, we do not have the capacity to make ineffective these spacecrafts when they are in space. But the moment they are going to land on our planet, that time we can destroy it or we can make them ineffective. We have this capacity. But should they land? Yes, our reports say that they do not contain living beings. They only have instruments. And he said that our report says that no human beings are coming in that spacecraft. Only instruments are there. So this was the opinion of number one. Today we will do this much only. Thank you, dear students.